Hey everyone, welcome to Brain and April Unscripted. This is going to be the channel where we tell y'all everything there is to know about how we started traveling the world and how we ended up in Thailand. We're going to take the time out to go through where we all started and where we were living and kind of how this whole trip, this whole journey got started. Just to kind of give you an idea, this is obviously where we're living now. If you haven't kept up with us, we live on the island of Koh Samui in Thailand, and we've lived here now for about a year and a half. We've traveled to a bunch of places, done a bunch of things, and we've done it, I guess at a young age. I retired at 49, and my wife retired at 47, 46, and we decided to leave the U.S. and start traveling. Koh Samui was not on the list of places that we decided we may live one day. Just happened. I guess that's kind of how it works. But, there's a few things that we've had some people ask us to maybe go through how we did it, and our experiences, which could probably, I think, could help you. There's a lot of misinformation out there. There are a lot of creators out there, and I get it. They're doing their thing. They're doing their part. But there's a lot of things that they'll tell you that is required that is not. And they have sponsors that they're trying to make money from. I'm retired. I get a retirement check. I don't need sponsors. If somebody wants to sponsor me, fine, but I'm not going to sponsor something I don't need. As Americans, there's a lot of things that you may not need when you come over here that other countries may require, or they may feel like they need. And then there's some things you may want just because you want the safety and security of having them. So, we'll go through a lot of those things. We will never break down our monthly cost. I also think that is very individual. And it really depends on what your heart desires, your wants, your needs, and how you want to live. I can tell you that when you first get here, it's going to be expensive because you're going to be living like a vacationer. After you've lived in places for a little while, which that's what we did, we went places, we lived months at a time to get out of the vacation mode, to figure out what our real needs were. You start finding out what's really affordable, and reality may smack you in the face that you can't live cheap. You possibly could. You may not want to, and depending on where you are in your life, financially, mentally, physically, those places that, I don't know, may seem cost effective in the videos and seem fun, they may not be. Living in a studio hut with no kitchen may not work out for you. We don't live like that. We can't live like that. We'll go over how we live and what we live in, and ultimately, how it fits. And, also things that you may need to just have daily life, whether it's a scooter like on an island or a car. These are things that are going to cost you. You have to buy insurance. You got to pay for gas. You got to pay for tags. These are all costs that a lot of these people, when they're doing these videos, they don't really break these down. Maintenance costs, those things come into play too. The same things occur in your own country occur here. You're not moving away from reality. So we'll just kind of go through our personal journeys and our personal accounts of what we've gone through and see if it relates. I know we can definitely save you some money on these things because we've made the mistakes and we went by the videos. And that's another thing you're going to realize too, watching videos of a lot of things where I won't tell you, I'll tell you what we did when we did it, but those rules may have changed. So by the time you see the video and you watch it, those rules may not apply anymore. Things change over here really dynamically, and I'm speaking for U.S. citizens. I don't know UK and all these other, Australia and all these other countries, how their laws work. I can tell you in Thailand, they can change a law tomorrow. They can change a rule tonight, right now. It could be changing while I'm sitting here making this video. And it literally, they'll try it for 3 weeks, 3 days, 3 hours. And then all of a sudden somebody will say, meh, we don't like it. And they'll change it back. That's how quickly things change. But ultimately, once you get over here and realize it's kind of the common rule over here is be courteous, be polite, be respectful. Everything else you can just kind of go with the flow. There's no real reason to argue it. If you don't like something, you just sit back and wait, just like you do in America. Every 4 years things change. Well, over here it could be every 4 minutes or every 4 hours. So just sit back and watch the show. It can be comical at times, but things over here typically run by social and economical environments and what they're happy with. But we want to make sure no matter what country you do decide to go to, we've been to a lot. We've been to the ABC Islands. We've been to Costa Rica. We've been to Mexico. We've been to Vietnam. We've been to Indonesia. We've been to Singapore. There's still more places we want to go, but this was most stable for us. The healthcare was the most stable. We get healthcare here. We love it here. We get treated very well. So we'll start our journey back in Katy, Texas, where we started. In our first video, we'll break down the video after this. We'll break down how we decided one night that this was what we wanted to do and what we had in front of us and the hoops, the hurdles to jump through. And we want to bring you along. If you want to learn, you can do it. And it is scary. We have kids at home. I think that's a big thing. Everybody says, well, you're going to leave your kids behind. Our kids don't want to live under us. We have technology. We talk to them daily, every day, but they don't live near us anyway. And they're busy. They're living their lives. So that's one thing that holds a lot of people back is how close they are to their children. And I will tell you right now, if that is something you're concerned with, you should come here to visit, but definitely don't come here to stay. It's not something that you can't just fly back and forth from here. It's not that easy. So just stick around and enjoy. We will make sure we respect everybody here, even the foreigners, and we respect their content. I like watching their content. I don't totally agree with it. I think some of it can be very misleading, especially when it comes to some of these countries that we've been to and how people live there. But I do think that once you understand why we disagree with it, you'll see I'm not bashing anybody. I just think there's ways to tell stories that will truly mislead you without saying it. And it's easy to do here. So, but make sure that if you do appreciate good content that's informative, it's probably not going to be the best. It's unscripted. I'm not reading from prompts. We're not going to be doing any setups. There's no studio. It's just on the fly. It's raw. This is what you're going to get with us. So, if it's something you're into and something you'd like to see, and just like it, follow it, and we'll try to put up at least one good video a week, laying out what we did. So if you're here and you're following along, stick around and we appreciate it.